This is going to be a tour of the new Tax Explainer report, which is available to all premium subscribers here at Holistiplan. I'm going to go through how you find it, how you get to it, go through some of the key features, and then we'll talk about what's next, some of the enhancement ideas we have in mind for it. First, how do you get to it? Well, first of all, you have to upload a 2021 return at the moment. We support a 2021 return, and you'll see if you do that, either here in the household listing page that's available here is this purple link here when you click that 2021 return, or if you're in the household screen where you're looking at just one household, there it is. Again, for a 2021 return, you'll see in purple here, Tax Explainer as an option. If you don't see that option, it's possible that it's because, yes, it's a 2021 return, but at present the report does not support cases where there's AMT, because that's a whole other type of calculation we're trying to explain, or if the client took the foreign earned income exclusion, because that's also a totally different way of calculating taxes. That's to come, but at the moment, if we see those, we'll just say the report is disabled at this time. So I'll click that. When you click that, you get this Tax Explainer report. It looks like this. It's broken out into sections. Here's my disclaimer at the bottom. The reason it's broken out into sections and that the purpose of the report is we're trying to tell the story of how taxes are calculated. That's kind of a mystery to clients and even some advisors. Like, how do we actually start with income, talk about deductions where we take things away from income, and then calculate tax? When you put it all together, there is kind of a logical story that kind of stitches together, but I think a lot of people are unfamiliar with that story. And so we've broken each of the steps into a distinct page, and rather than throw everything on screen, just show each individual step individually. All right, so first of all, what are the sources of income? Here we break out all the sources of ordinary income. This is a sample report. All the sources of ordinary income, and then the sources of capital gains income, which also could include qualified dividends. And here you can see kind of visually the components of my total income are orange, ordinary income, blue, capital gains. We're kind of hinting at the future where we're going to see that these are taxed differently. Now we're going to start taking deductions away from total income. And clients, it's worthwhile them understanding that there are these above the line deductions that you get regardless of whether you itemize or not, and then there are your standard and itemized deductions. So these are your above the line deductions that come before calculating AGI. So this allows us to explain to a client what AGI is. That's a phrase that comes up a lot in planning that they may not fully understand what that means. So here you maybe be able to see this little gray bar. As we add deductions, our total income reduces because we are adding these gray deductions which are taking away the total taxable income. Then we move on to our itemized or standard deductions. In this case, the client took the standard deduction. And so again, we're adding more and more deductions, taking more and more away from taxable income. We're showing them how we first add income, and then we're kind of whittling it away with deductions. Then we get to the total tax section, and I'll just show that you can mouse over these bars here so you can show the client. Again, this is another misconception. A lot of people think that they pay the entirety of their taxes at their marginal rate, and of course that's not true. You pay the 10% amount at the 10% rate, you pay the 12% amount at the 12% rate, and then only after you've paid your ordinary income taxes do you calculate how much capital gains tax you have to pay based on where you are in terms of total taxable income. It could be 0, 15, or 20%. And so the capital gains piece shows up separate from ordinary income and on top of ordinary income. And then we can also show that there are some other types of taxes that get thrown on there in addition to ordinary income and capital gains, net investment income tax being one that often surprises people. So now that we've calculated taxes, now there's actually still more potentially that will take away from the bill. And so we have this credits and payments section. And this is a great place to explain to clients, especially in 2021 where we have more refundable credits than we do normally in the form of the child tax credit and the dependent care credit, special to 2021, but that differentiation between non-refundable and refundable credits, that's an important thing for them to understand as well. Even if they personally don't have any refundable credits, it's actually just a useful public policy thing for clients to understand. So again, this allows us to kind of drill further into what's coming after the taxes get calculated. And then the final section here really kind of sums all that up and says, okay, remember what we said about income, adjusted gross income, here's the tax, here's the credits, and then whatever is at the end of that is either going to be how much is still owed, or it's going to be how much is coming back in the form of a refund. And sometimes maybe that's all the client cares about in the end is like, what do I owe or what am I getting back? But this allows us to take them through that journey that gets them to that final number of how much is owed or how much is coming back. So that's the tax explainer report. Actually, let me show real quick what it would look like if you were to print this report. Basically, when you print the report, it's going to expand all those sections into a different page. So here's that income and wages section, here's that adjusted gross income section, the other deductions section. It kind of breaks them all out. The report's really designed around going through these calculations together on screen. That's why we made an effort to try to show and then close sections so that you could keep the client's focus on one thing at a time. But if you wanted to print it, it would break them all out at once. What's coming next? I do want to make sure we have a whole section describing AMT. When AMT is a factor, it's really, really helpful to have a way to explain that to clients. That'll take a little bit of work because there's a whole other upstream calculation of even how you come up with what taxable income is for AMT, and then there's a different visualization we need to do, but that's coming. And then the same comes true for foreign earned income exclusion. There's a whole other way of calculating the tax bill when that comes into play as well. So I would love to make sure that we can capture that as well and help clients understand that better. But that's it. That's the tax explainer report. We're excited about it, and we would love to hear what you have to think about it as you start using it. So good luck, have fun with it. Thank you.